Hello again, welcome to Mustard Sports, and this is Pundits Predict, the final video of the week. We're going to be getting off the fence to predict the Canaries' fortunes. Joining me in the studio for the final time this week, the Norwich City fans extraordinaire, Dave Freezer and Matt Colley. Okay then, so the pressure is off for 1 week at least. Norwich City winning at Stoke, and with an international break on the horizon, just a small matter of Chelsea at Carrow Road on Sunday lunchtime, where most will be expecting the Blues to disappear with 3 points, and that will be that. Gives maybe Norwich City a free pass at 3 points. Mr. Freezer, what do you reckon?
I hope so.
We'd all take it.
I mean, I think it's 20 years almost, isn't it, since we've beaten Chelsea? So that would be brilliant to get that sort of result that we got last year against United and Arsenal at home, just to nick another 1-0, then we'll all be very, very happy. But I think it'll be a good time to play them, because they're wobbling at the moment, aren't they? I think they'll recover, because they've got Jose Mourinho in charge, and he's one of the best managers in the world, and he's suddenly remembered that Juan Mata's one of the best players in the Premier League, so he should probably play.
It's taken him a while.
Yeah. But I don't think there'll be a lot of goals in it on Sunday. I think it's going to be quite a tight game. It's a shame Basong's not playing. I think that would have given us a lot better chance. But I don't know. I feel like if we could grab a draw, if we could just stay nice and solid and pass the ball about, hold our own as best we can, I think we're capable of getting a draw at home against Chelsea. I don't think they're that scary.
Jose Mourinho returning to the Premier League, now returning to Carrow Road, Matt. It's not been quite the dream return it was supposed to be. A lot of comparisons to the season he got sacked, actually, from Chelsea at the moment.
Yeah, well, he's always been a volatile character, but he's also one of the best managers in the world, and I can't see that Abramovich would want to countenance ditching him after about half a dozen games. The performance against Bâle in the first round of the Champions League was worrying, but there's always something concerning about a big team that's going through a bad run of form. You just think, like, sooner or later someone's going to get spanked, and I just really hope that that's not us.
Well, they're interesting under Chelsea under Mourinho, because they've tended to not go for the jugular very often. They'll maybe go a goal, 2 goals up, but quite efficient with it, aren't they? They then tend to sit that out. What I'm saying is Norwich shouldn't get tonked.
Well,
hopefully.
They didn't do that in his first spell, did they? They used to quite enjoy beating us 4-0.
That's true, that is true, yeah.
So let's hope they don't rediscover that. But I think you look at Chelsea and you compare them to Tottenham last weekend, and Tottenham played really well, and they've got all these new players, haven't they? They've got a really exciting squad, even though they've lost Bale. And you compare it to Chelsea, and they look like an ageing squad, really. You've still got Terry and Lampard playing such a massive part of it. Oscar and Hazard, they haven't really fired yet this season, have they? Like Matt said, I mean, they're perfectly capable of clicking and giving Norwich a good thrashing, and we just got to, I guess, again, as we did at Stoke, as you said in one of the previous videos, is that we've got to make sure we set the tempo early doors. We've got to be passing the ball again, make sure the crowd is on side, and you just got, as you said, it's the free pass. You can go pretty much all out attack if you want, and just give it the best that you've got. And if you can manage to get a goal ahead and pile the pressure on them, you just never know, do you?
No. Chelsea were my pre-season favourites for the title. I'm not sure they are now. Just gents, who do you think they are title favourites, or is there someone you'd fancy more? So, Matt?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the bookies say, but I'm convinced with the strength and depth that Man City have got in their squad, particularly going forward, the options with Navas and Jovetic, and they've signed some fantastic players in addition to what they've got already. Yaya Toure, for my money, is the best player in the Premier League. They've looked like they're finally starting to click in Europe as well. I think Man City are going to take the title this year.
Finish above Chelsea. How about you, Dave?
Oh, a lot of people were tipping Chelsea, weren't they? I guess it was just the Mourinho factor, but it's looking exciting. I don't know who I'd pick, but with Arsenal doing so well and Aaron Ramsey apparently turning into Superman, they all of a sudden look like they could do it. Liverpool playing so well and still maybe not quite hitting top gear yet, so and just got Suarez back, so it could be a really exciting title race. But I think City, as you say, Negredo looks good up front, and this is before you even mentioned Dzeko and Aguero, they're going to come back.
You seriously saying you think Liverpool might be in with a
shot? I love it.
Challenging for the title.
And Everton, of course, who are still unbeaten. But anyway, we're not going to get stuck into the title debate just yet. What we should do is have a look at some starting 11s that you guys are proposing for the game on Sunday. Okay, then Matt, we'll come to yours first. That is your 11 for Chelsea. Take us through it.
Essentially, the old mantra of that you shouldn't change a winning side. I just feel that again on Sunday, Snodgrass's delivery was pretty poor. Redmond had a knock, and Redmond's been playing extremely well this season. I just think the most important thing if we're going to win is getting good service to Ricky van Wolfswinkel. I know there are a lot of people already who are starting to question his contribution and say, is he really the striker that people think he is, that we paid all that money for? But he really hasn't had the service. Ultimately, what I fear is that he might end up getting a little bit kind of isolated in the way that Grant Holt did last season. Holty used to get frustrated, come back, come deep, come wide, looking for the ball. That's not Ricky's style. Ricky wants to be on the shoulder of the last man, getting onto low balls, high balls, anything. Give me the ball, I'll stick it in the net. And I think it's really important that Pilkington, excellent on Sunday, last Sunday against Stoke. Redmond's had a really good start to the season. I think if you've got those three tough central midfielders, hopefully closing Chelsea down, making it difficult for them to play, it's really important. Redmond and Pilkington getting good service to Wolfie.
Indeed, the funny thing for me with Ricky van Wolfswinkel is it's as if he hasn't scored a goal this season, whereas that goal against Everton showed exactly what he's all about, and I think people have forgotten that quite quickly. I've, in your graphic, made the midfield five quite flat. Is that how you'd like them to play, or would you like to see Howson getting up in support? And
I think essentially you've got to have someone who sits in front of that back four, breaks up the play, gives the ball simple, and on his performance last Sunday, Tetty's the man to do that. Fer is genuine box to box. He's got stamina, pace, strength, everything you need for a Premiership midfielder. And then Howson will be the one who can bomb on, get on the end of things. That's the only, I think, weakness in a 4-5-1 where you don't have someone like Elmander or Houlihan who's ostensibly a forward. You've got three definite midfielders there. It's imperative that at least one of those is going to bust a gut to get in the 18-yard box every time the ball goes out wide or the full-backs overlap. That's got to be the signal for either Howson or Fer or both of them to peg it into the box and try and get onto the end of a knockdown from Wolfie, or just make a late run to the back post. But Tetty's got to sit in front of the back four for my money. Okay,
just one little extra thing. No Snodgrass.
No, I think Redmond's been better than Snodgrass so far this season and deserves to start. Simple as that.
I wouldn't argue with that. Okay, Dave, let's have a look at your 11, shall we? There's one thing that sticks out to me, but take us through it.
Yeah, I've not been as brave as Matt. I haven't ditched Snodgrass. I think we saw a few flickers of his old self last week. He still wasn't perfect. He had a decent effort in the second half. But Redmond on the bench would definitely be a great asset to have. He's going to be a good impact player. And I've gone for Hooper obviously as the big one. Van Wolfswinkel was involved in the goal, wasn't he?
He won the ball. Sort of indirectly.
Yeah, sort of. He did his best. But Hooper, I'm a big fan of him. I want to see him have his chance, and I don't think it's going to do Ricky any damage to sit on the bench, and just to be reminded that you've got plenty of competition here in a guy who didn't cost that much less than you, or about the same as you. We're not totally sure. Not a fan of Elmander at all, I'm afraid. I really don't. I don't think he's much better than Grant Holt. I think Grant probably had to go just because of his status in the dressing room. That was probably part of the decision for Houghton. But I thought Elmander looked very poor against Aston Villa. I remember for Bolton that last season that he had for them, when he really tore up trees. He was quite a technical player. He just looks like a big centre forward now, and I don't think he's the answer. I think he's cover. So I want to see Hooper get a go. He runs the channels more than Ricky, and I just think he might fit into the way we're playing that little bit better. But I hope we can find a way to play them both, because it would be really exciting to see two players like that scoring goals for us.
I suppose those games will come later in the season, won't they? Probably just not Chelsea and keep the midfield tight. You both put Martin Olsson in there, Dave. Garrido is injured, which is what opened the door for Martin on Sunday, but he slotted in seamlessly.
Yeah, Garrido has been a kind of a good servant in that first year, isn't he? He was solid, but Olsen just looks a more modern player, more all-round composed player. He looks like he's going to get back and forward, and he's got a bit more intelligence to him. I think Garrido's good when he's good, but he can just go completely missing in defence sometimes. I mean, maybe we haven't seen enough of Olsen to fully judge him yet, but he's looked good early doors, and he deserves to keep his place.
Excellent stuff, gentlemen. Well, I'm sure a few people will be agreeing and disagreeing with those as we speak. The other things I like to ask for, keep them nice and short. A key man and a prediction. Key man either side, doesn't matter which, blue or yellow. Dave?
I'll go Juan Mata. Sorry, he's going to be the difference in Chelsea's season. You suspect one way or the other. So if he fires, Chelsea are going to fire.
Excellent, Matt. Your key man?
Reverend Dan Pilkington, supply to Ricky, basically.
Yep. Well, we could do is how they played on Sunday. Prediction?
I'm going to go 1-0 Chelsea.
You have to think about it. Okay. Matt?
2-1 Chelsea.
I just wonder if
got
there's
a bit too much quality.
You'd think, wouldn't you? Just wonder if there's a point in it. But then I'm forever the optimist. Gents, thanks so much for your time and opinions this week. Much appreciated.
Cheers.
Thank you all for watching. We'll be back with 3 up front at the start of next week, so don't forget to get your 3-word verdicts on Norwich City's game against Chelsea after the result on Sunday lunchtime. There'll be live coverage with myself at Carrow Road of the game on Sunday. That's pinkun.com/live, and I'll also have my Mustard TV video report at mustardtv.co.uk. That'll be a couple of hours after the final whistle with clips from Chris Hughton and Jose Mourinho. How about that? Until then, enjoy your weekend, fingers crossed for Sunday, and goodbye.